feel like I'm giving too much in my relationship, but not getting the same energy in return from my boyfriend. What shall I do? What advice do you have for this person? Don't think
I
of it
feel
from a
like I'm
toxic.
like the worst person to give
No,
advice
you are
because
the best. You are the best person to give
I'll just say
advice.
break up with the guy, Joe. Like,
Leave him.
Yeah Network.
I want me hold me down. If you know day for me, how you want make a day for you, it no easy. But this life 50-50. Carry your cross, body and easy. Everything na vanity, whoa, whoa, whoa. What's that?
Hi guys, welcome back. It's your girl Diamond, and this is actually my debut interview on Yeah Network. Okay, I'm really excited about this interview because I've got none other than the global superstar, international superstar, the girl them sugar, vitamin D, and I've heard the word on the street is he's Africa's boyfriend. Please put it together for CKay! How are you doing, sir?
I'm great.
Did
How
you
are
enjoy that intro?
Yes, it was cool.
Which part did you like?
All the parts.
I was really intrigued, actually. Africa's boyfriend. Was that something you made up yourself, or is just something that's following you
I
around?
mean, come on. How could I make that up? Like, you literally can't make that up. I mean, it's basically like a nickname that people gave to me. It's kind of like CK itself was a nickname too that people gave to me, and I just thought it sounded cool, and I ran with it.
I would run with it too. If I was called, something as delicious as that, I would absolutely run with it as well. So I just want to say congratulations on this amazing body of work.
Thank you.
I absolutely enjoyed listening. I enjoyed the journey that it took me through. And I feel like with this album, you're really diving into your vulnerability and your emotions. Can you just explain to me a little bit that whole journey and how it feels to deliver this body of work to the world?
I mean, the thing about music is I see music as art first and foremost before it's a product. I feel like it's kind of like the Mona Lisa or like a sculpture or something. It's a representation of an event or like a feeling in a certain place and time. So I would say with this album, when I was making it, I was going through so many things. Like most of the songs, I was making it in real time while going through the things. Some of it I was making it after going through the things, but it was like a bunch of things going on, negative, positive, in between. And I always say this, like, I feel like my listeners are like eavesdropping. you know it's like I'm talking about stuff that happened to me, or it's like the song is a dialogue between me and someone, maybe someone I was in love with, or you know something like that, and basically the listeners are listening into the conversation. And I think that's kind of why I call my music like diary entries. I refer to my music as diary entries because that's exactly what it is. It's just me talking about stuff that's going on. It's not just like a bunch of melodies and lyrics, you know, it's real life to me. It's deeper than just melodies for me.
I definitely felt that because it's almost, when I was listening to it, it's almost like going through a bad breakup. So you go through that stage where you're like, F him, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to play, I'm ready to party, I'm ready to be in the streets. And then it's like, you kind of want to get back into a situationship, but you're like, you can come, but it's up to you. If you get hurt, it's up to you. So I really enjoyed the emotions that it took me through. And I think that's one of the things that really grabbed my attention. It's just how vulnerable you were with your emotions and your feelings. So you've been credited for pioneering the emo Afrobeats. Can you just tell me, with the infusion of the instruments and the storytelling, is that something that was intentional from your journey at the beginning, or did you have a shift? Can you just explain to me a little bit where that fusion really comes in together?
Okay, so like first and foremost, I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign, and Cancers are known for their emotions, their strong emotions.
That's not a lie. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
like, I think naturally, if I make music, it would embody my essence, which is like my emotions. I feel like emotions are what make music mean something. What makes music enjoyable to me. Like music is really spiritual. It's not just melodies and chords and instruments and, somebody in the studio just putting a bunch of elements together. Like music that actually touches people comes from real experiences, and it's like it's deeper than just music. So for me, I've always seen music as art. I've never really seen it as, it's not like Indomie. It's not like a product that you just, put in a box and start selling.
There's quick
Yeah,
microwave
like
meals.
it's real. It's stuff that comes from a real place by a real person, real experiences. Sometimes very painful. Sometimes, very very serious, basically. And I feel like that's what people connect to. If I'm making a song about heartbreak and you just got your heart broken, you would connect to that song in a very different way from somebody who
Absolutely.
is just passively listening to it. So, emo Afrobeats is basically me putting all that energy, but still keeping it Afrobeats because that's my culture, that's my heritage. I feel like as a musician, it's important to be true to your heritage and be true to where you're from. I am from Anambra State, southeast Nigeria.
Big up, big up.
Yeah, shout out to Anambra State. And, obviously my music is going to reflect, those elements and where I'm from. So basically that's what it is.
No, absolutely. It's really important, especially like you just said, when you're putting your heart out on paper and on the tracks, it's important to speak of your experience, because it's your experience and what you're going through that other people are going to connect with, because it's the real world, and there's a chance many of us, even many of us here in this room, anyone here had their heart broken? Yeah. Okay. So many of us will be able to connect with that. So I have so many favorite tracks from this album.
What's your top three?
I like Ride or Die. I like Wahala.
You like Wala too much.
Yeah, I like Wahala. I like Wahala. Wahala's nice. And there's another one that I really love as well, a Final Boss. Yeah, I really love Final Boss. So those are my three. Do you have a favorite? Or is that like asking a mother? Is
It's
that like
not-
asking a mother who's your favorite
Yes,
child?
it's not fair now. You can't ask me.
You have to give me, come on, give me three. What's like your three? Okay, let's do it this way. What's your three that the process of writing and creating took a lot of emotions and energy out of you?
I think you asked me two different questions there because, my three favorites and the three that that
Okay,
took the
you
most
pick.
out
You
of me are
pick.
different.
You pick.
Okay, so I'll tell you my top three. I would say Addicted, Wahala, and Doremi are my top three.
Hey,
But
we like the same one.
obviously, I like every single song
Of course.
because every single song came from a real place. I would put Vanity in there as well because I think Vanity is one of those songs I made in real time. Like when I was making Vanity, like it was kind of like my house was on fire and I was in the house and I was, writing the song. Like so much was going on in real time.
Oh, wow.
And I was in Paris, and this was like I think summer 2023. And yeah, so much was going on, so much real stuff, real shit was going on, and I made that one. But I'll say every time I listen to the song, it reminds me of that time, so it's a bit depressing too. But yeah, I'll say those three. my top three.
Oh, that's just made me so emotional. And I feel like with the whole album is literally a roller coaster of emotions. And even just how you've explained the house being on fire. Have you seen that meme where the house is burning down?
Yes, exactly.
And the person's just chilling there like, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna work itself out.
That was me.
Well, I mean, we thank God for the trials and tribulations because you're then able to give us this amazing piece of work. And just speaking about some collaborations that you have on the album, we see that you collaborate with so many amazing people. We see Ty Dolla $ign. I mean, he's just amazing to work with. And also fellow African artists as well who are doing amazing in this industry. But I want to know, just as a London babe, I have to represent for London, are there any London artists that you see yourself working with in the future?
Yeah, sure. Like I'm always open to working with artists, you know. But the thing is, I'm very big on connection.
Of course.
Um, I'm not really that guy that's chasing like names just for the names. I feel like it's important that I actually have a connection with the artist and we actually are on the same frequency. I feel that's like the most important thing on in a collaboration. I'm open to connecting with artists in London. You know, I feel like over the past 2 years, I've had like a toxic relationship with London because I come to London, then I don't come in like 9 months, then I come back, then I
Oh,
leave for like 1 year, then
why are
I,
you doing that to us?
But I'm definitely going to be in London a lot more
Good.
this time, and yeah, hopefully I'll collaborate with a few amazing artists out here. I think London has vibes too.
Think?
There's great artists out here too, and I'm
CK,
I'm
you
open to
think?
exploring them.
We have, the vibe is lit.
Yeah, of course.
The vibe is lit. The vibe is lit. I feel like, okay, the vibe is lit. And we're gonna hold you to that. Like you can't be that toxic boyfriend in the relationship. Come and go when you feel like
I'm
it.
always a toxic boyfriend.
Hey, okay, well
but,
that's why we love you, I suppose. And just to speak on the genre of Afrobeats a little bit, can I just ask? You've been doing this for a very long time. Are there any growths or changes that you would like to see moving forward
growth or changes in.
in just the genre as we see it? Because I believe at first when it started, it was just Afrobeats, but I feel like it's evolved. The artists themselves are developing different angles and different ways to deliver their work. So even with yourself as well, being credited, as I said before, for pioneering, emo Afrobeats. What changes would you like to see moving forward with just the genre itself?
Um, I don't know if I'll call it changes per se. Like, I just think people should be a lot more like fearless in terms of playing with the sound. I feel like when I was in secondary school and I used to listen to Afrobeats sounded a lot different from what it sounds like now. Obviously, the internet was not as, will I say, advanced as it is now. Like, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no Snap. I don't think there was even Snapchat, was there?
Yeah, not
Like,
on a wider scale as it is today.
yeah. So like all these, I would say innovations have kind of influenced music too. And it has made music like travel a lot faster around the world, and it has opened doors and, made a lot more things that weren't possible. And the producers too, like, Afrobeats producers are going even more crazy, coming up with new fusions. I just think I want to see the sound evolve. Like, evolve without losing its essence. Like, it should move forward, but it should still maintain like the roots. Like I said on in the listening party, Afrobeats, as much as Afrobeats is going to the world and all that, it's very important to remember that the original Afrobeat is not even English in the first
Absolutely,
place. Like,
yes.
we didn't really used to speak English in Africa until the British came and colonized, and now we speak English. But before that, we all had our respective languages, and we were doing our thing. Our music sounded the way it sounded, but obviously, there has to be a form of evolution. And I think it's important that everybody just does their thing, expresses themselves in different ways, not necessarily always following like the template of what's popular or whatever. Like people should just express themselves more because the world needs to hear more authentic art.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So the album, as I said, is full of emotion, just taking us on a journey. We see vulnerability. So I wanted to play a quick game with you. Okay, so the game is called In My Emotions. So today you're going to be our agony uncle. Okay, we have dilemmas.
Uncle.
Yeah, so there's dilemmas that we've prepared for you. And I'm going to read out some questions to you, and I want you to advise these people who have been heartbroken, who are going through a traumatic love experience. Because I feel like you are in that space where you could speak on this. Yes, you can. So are you ready for the game?
Hit me, let's go.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, so the first question. Okay, so the question is, I feel like I'm giving too much in my relationship, but not getting the same energy in return from my boyfriend. What shall I do? What advice do you have for this person? They don't think
I
of it
feel
from
like
a toxic.
I'm like the worst person to give advice
No, you are
because
the best. You are the best person to give
I'll
advice.
just say break up with the guy, Joe. Like,
Leave him. Leave him. Get out of there.
but I mean, I would say work on it. Like, try and make it work. Maybe, I mean, bro,
He's
the
not
thing
feeling
about
it.
love is you can't really make somebody love you. Like, I can't make you love me more. Like,
Absolutely.
if it's not there, it's just not there, man.
Oh, I
But
feel like that's a lyric to a song. CKay, I can't make you love me, or something like that. I feel like that could be a lyric to a song. So you'll say
yeah.
break up.
Yeah, man. But if you feel you can salvage it, I mean, by all means, go
Try.
ahead. But if you're not getting the same energy, man, it means it's not there. And if
Get
it's not
out
there,
of there. Get out of there. Okay, all right, okay. I've got one more question for you. Okay, this one's a good one, okay? So me and my boyfriend got into an argument and oh, this one's a bit funny. Okay, so me and my boyfriend got into an argument and he said to me that it's not even me that he wanted, not me personally, that they said it. It's not them that they wanted, it's her best friend that he was after. So he's like, you can go anyways, because I wasn't interested in you. It's really your best friend that I was looking for.
and she go and be with the best friend now.
What should she do? What should she do?
She should tell him to go and be with the best friend.
Step out of the way.
Same advice as question one. Just break
Okay.
up. I feel breaking up is the solution to so many things.
Hey, okay, listen, you guys heard it here. CKay has said that breaking up is usually the best solution to a lot of toxic relationships. Okay. Thank you so much, CKay. I really appreciate you taking the time speaking with us. Guys, do not forget the album is already available for you to listen to purchase, to indulge in. Absolutely amazing body of work. Like I said, it's taking you through a journey of emotions and vulnerability. So make sure you check it out and make sure you stay tuned for another interview. Thank you.
Yeah Network.